Hi, Capstone students. I just wanted to talk about how to write an abstract in this particular module. So first of all, we just want to talk about what kind of information should you include in the abstract. And this is just, the factual information, no opinions, just the details and a summary of the overall project. And so you want to cover, the five kind of journalist 5 Ws, the who, what, when, where, and why. But the who, the precise demographic group. So I want you guys to be very specific and talk about, the demographics of the United States as a whole, and then what particular demographic group your research topic pertains to. What is the social problem and specific sociological issue at hand that you're addressing? When? Be specific about the time period that you're looking at. Is this a contemporary project? Is it historical? Are you comparing 2 decades of generational data? Just be very specific on the time. And the why. Why is this an important social issue to address? And so in this module, I did include a article for us to read by Dr. Harris, who talks about the 3 steps to teaching abstract and critique writing. And so in this article, she talks about the assignments that she's given to her students about just how to really get into writing abstracts. So she says an abstract is a brief, comprehensive summary of the contents of the article, and that it should address 6 components: the purpose, the scope, the method, the results, the recommendation, and the conclusions. And so for our particular abstract assignment, I just made a template here for you guys to really plug in your detailed information. And so use this template at first to plug in your information and to make sure that it's sociological and looking at social structures. But later, when you finalize and finesse your abstract, take out these subheadings and just write it as a straight paragraph, but including these same topics. And so first of all, I just want you guys to address how your topic is institutional and structural. So just really be specific about mentioning, you're looking at this particular institution, this particular social structure, this particular patterned behavior, and what kind of parameter you're looking at: county, nationwide, international. So what is the institution you are addressing? What is the significance of the social problem that you're addressing? So, open with that. And then, like I mentioned before, just the demographics. So I want you guys to overview the demographics of the United States as a whole, and then contextualize your topic in. So be very specific. What geographic area are you talking about? What population are you talking about? Race, gender, sexuality, disability, nationality, and so on. Just thinking about the census and the kinds of demographic informations that they collect. You'll also need a frame theory to organize your project. And so just think about, 2 or 1 or 2 or 3 specific sociological authors that you're really going to incorporate their particular theory. Mention the author, mention the book, talk about how you're going to use this particular sociological author and theory to frame your argument in your project. So don't just list like some grand abstract theory like structuralism or feminist theory or symbolic interaction, but specifically name who, which author, and what book, and how you're going to apply that theory to your topic, and how that theory is going to frame the organization of your capstone. And then you want to have a section, a 1 or 2 sentences in your abstract on your methodology. So are you doing a qualitative study? Mention how many people you interviewed, and so on. Are you doing a quantitative study? If so, list the database and that you're going to be drawing your information from. And then if you have a particular methodology orientation or author that you're also using, you can cite that here as well. And then just overview your argument, like step by step. You're arguing A, B, and then C. So really outline and be specific about your argument. And then your anticipated results. What do you anticipate your conclusions will be, or what were your conclusions? And so summarize that, in the final sentence or 2 in your abstract. So for practice on writing our abstract, we just want to look at a few abstracts that are already written and then turn our attention to looking at journal articles that we can read and then practice writing an abstract for that journal article. And so we can see how to position the kind of information throughout our journal article that we're writing, but also how to read a journal article and really extract kind of the summary information that we're looking for. And so here's an abstract on an article I wrote about the television show LA Inc. And so you see in this abstract, I open with a kind of general statement about the social issue I'm addressing at hand in this article, that overall tattooing has been associated with masculine subcultures, and so therefore men are often represented as tattoo artists. But in this television show that I'm featuring, LA Inc., it's a reality television show that features a predominantly female cast, and so that's the most kind of significant. So therefore, I'm talking about my demographics. I talk about my methodology. I interviewed 70 women who are tattoo artists or collectors. I talk about just the process of the interview. And then I talk about the theoretical framework using Robert Stebbins' framework of casual leisure, and that what are some of kind of the outcomes that we can learn from this television show and this research. So this is an example of an abstract that follows that kind of formula that we just discussed. I found another abstract from a deviant behavior journal that really overviews, this article is about cyberbullying. And so it shows just another example of how to write an abstract. So when you're looking at journal articles, you can look at the abstract and how they constructed it to give you some insight or just a model for you to write your own. And I especially want you to be able to figure out where in an article in the introductory paragraph here, they talk about, in this article, we are arguing X, Y, and Z. And so you really want to be able to just go through an article and summarize the argument and all these abstract kind of topics. And then when you're preparing your own lit review in the future, this is a way that you can kind of approach and summarize articles that you read for your own research. And so find some other articles. And, if we had more time in our class, I would assign you reading some of these articles just to be able to write the abstract for the article. And so I really want you guys to be able to go through the articles and just pull out the key information, the overall argument, the methodology, the theory, and their research outcomes, of course. So once you post your abstract, I'm going to ask you guys for a headshot, and I'm going to post your abstracts with your headshot on a student page that I'm going to add to our class website so that I can highlight all the students, your photo, your abstract, and then in the future, the other materials that we add to your project. So I look forward to talking to you one-on-one and helping you through this abstract process. This is really going to be an important part of your project, just so that you understand the parameters of your project and you have that nice summary, and then you can adjust it as time go on and as time is, changes your topic a little bit, but just to have that summary statement of what you're doing. So you might go back to your abstract throughout the process just to keep focus and to remember the limitations and parameters of your assignment. So thank you for paying attention, and I will see you in the next module. Take care.